I have been up all morning watching the end. This is over now. This is done. We're done. We're done with Mueller. We're done with the Russia investigation. We're done with collusion. We're done with obstruction. It is over. There's no more. It has ceased to be. Now, in full disclosure, this is being recorded as the Mueller testimony is still going on, but I kind of felt like I'd seen enough, at least to record this. I do want to get this out as soon as possible so everybody can enjoy the jury deliberations on exactly what has happened. And what has happened is what I kind of thought would happen. It's the last day of high school. No, more than that. It's the last party with all your high school friends. This is the last time that you guys are all going to see each other. The last time that we're all going to be talking about all the same things. We're going to be talking about our old teachers. We're going to be talking about where our parking spots were. From here on out, this is just going to be a new conversation. And here's how you know. Here's exactly how you know that impeachment is officially a non-starter. Officially a non-starter. Because the biggest headline I am seeing coming off my Twitter right now as people are continuing to watch this and talk about it is that Robert Mueller said two things. Number one, Donald Trump is not exonerated. Cool. We knew that before. We knew it yesterday. We know it again today, except now it came out of his lips. Cool. But number two, and this seems to be the thing that's catching more traction, is that Robert Mueller said it would be permissible if Donald Trump were charged after he left office. If we are now talking about stuff that may or may not happen to Donald Trump in 2021 or 2025, then the momentum you need to impeach and remove a president right now ain't happening. It's over. That's that. Any of these hearings that are coming up, if they're talking about obstruction, it's over. It's done. There's no more tension. Because the reason why those were important was because they could lead to the impeachment and removal of a sitting president. These are things that Americans really, really, really care about, no matter where you are on the spectrum. That's why people care. Because it could have career-altering, insane consequences. But if we remove the possibility of the consequences, then what do we have? Just a bunch of politicians slinging arrows and rocks at their opponents. That happens. It's dog bites man. It's not news. All right, here are my takeaways. First and foremost, R.I.P. collusion. Oh, man. Remember all the Russian oligarch yacht records? Remember Trump Tower Moscow? Remember all the could, should, did they, would they? All the cloak and dagger? Yeah. It's over. That is gone. I mean, look, the Democrats even got bored of collusion. There were no collusion questions during that Mueller hearing. And if this is the final last dance, if this is the moment where you are trying to kick up the most possible dust on the Mueller investigation, on the Mueller report, if you're going to be honest with yourselves in terms of strategy, then the question that all Democrats have to ask themselves, at least the guys who are running the party, is why on earth did we spend so much time talking about Russia? By the end of it, we didn't even mention it. It was all about obstruction. And by the way, it's not like this is a shocking idea. It's far more likely that an inexperienced president who has put upon a tremendous investigation, a rare investigation, doesn't have a moment to really compose himself, is immediately thrown into this, is plausible that he's going to obstruct justice. I mean, he's an impulsive guy without experience. It's way more likely, if you're just going to do the odds, It's way more likely that he obstructed justice than he had an active conspiracy with Russia to win the election. And it sounds ridiculous to even say now, but considering how much time and effort was focused on, oh no, there's definitely a link to collusion, and not, hey, we believe he obstructed justice. We believe he is currently obstructing justice. We believe that he has done this. If you had built this narrative from the very beginning, you would have a lot better shot, because impeachment and removal is a political process, and it is about momentum. Face contorting, reality shifting momentum. So if we today, after this Mueller testimony, are in nowhere different a place than we were yesterday, then no momentum was created. That's it. If you can't have that, then nothing matters. The entire Mueller testimony should have been done split screen with Nancy Pelosi hooked up to a pulse monitor like a Twitch speedrunner. Because unless she's swayed, unless this ends with her throwing up her hands and saying, oh my God, we got to impeach this dude right now. It doesn't matter if it dies in the Senate. We have to be on the right side of history. We gotta get this dude. Unless that happens, none of it matters. Nothing at all. Zip, zero, zilch. I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to play the hits one more time, just so we all know why this failed. The impeachment push failed. The way that the Democrats framed the Mueller report failed. The narratives that they pressed were wrong. They bet most of the House, most of the time and effort that was spent talking was on the home run, was on the possibility that Mueller would find Russian collusion. That came up snake eyes. So then you shift to obstruction, which, by the way, you have in the Mueller report technical obstruction of justice. He asked for people to do a thing. They didn't do the thing, and the investigation continued. But did he ask? I don't know. Maybe if you would have been building up that this entire time and not worrying about which vodka swiller was talking to people that were in the hastily assembled Trump orbit, then maybe you would have a shot, but you didn't. Besides, even if they had built the entire case around obstruction of justice, it would have been hard. Because you need solid evidence. You want momentum. You need evidence. Uncommon evidence to bring down a person in an uncommon position. Nixon got impeached, or would have been impeached and removed if he hadn't resigned for obstruction. They needed tapes and a money trail. Have him on tape. Have the money trail showing that money went to the people that were doing the bad thing. Clinton got impeached for lying on tape, but not removed. So lying on tape, obstructing justice on tape, impeached, not removed. The Mueller report found examples of failed obstruction attempts, which technically are obstruction. Sure. But we got no tapes and no money trail. And so, this is it. We're all in the parking lot, sitting next to your friend's car. Party's wrapping up, and everybody knows that they're going to start leaving for college or getting their new jobs or going off to some summer vacation the next week. But we'll always have our memories. We'll always have our benchmarks. We'll always have the rogue forestry division. We'll always have our flyers that told us when and where to meet just in case Donald Trump fired Robert Mueller. We'll always have James Comey. But high school is over, friends, and I, for one, can't hardly wait to graduate.